Hello, my flamingos, and what's going on? Hope you guys had a good, spooky, scary skeleton Halloween, even if we were in quarantine. I posted regular videos on Halloween, and today the Halloween specials will be. Trust me, I didn't want it that way. It's just I was so busy on Halloween, so I only had the pre-made videos ready. So sorry, guys. Okay, there's gonna be two specials for Halloween, a scary one and a sweet one. So the sweet one's gonna be Wyan, Katsuki, and Izuku trick-or-treating as little kids, and the spicy, scary one is going to be them training with pro heroes, and a little crazy stuff happens on patrol. I'll leave it at that. But without further ado, let's hop right into this and let's have some fun. Hope you guys had a great Halloween.
Hi. My name is Wyan Midoriya, and I'm about 6 years old now. I'm going to eventually turn 5, but I'm kind of nowhere near it. Not 5. I'm gonna turn 7. Huh, my head hurts. Anywho, so me, Uku, and Kaisuki are going to go trick-or-treating today, and Mom wanted to record it, so I'm recording my little intro for it. So, okay.
Mom picks up the phone that Wyan was recording herself, doing the little mini intro to Halloween. That was very cute. She turns it to both kids.
This is gonna be so much fun.
Let's get you guys dressed. Inko picks up Wyan and picks up Izuku with both hands, putting the phone down first and then picking them up. The phone can only catch their voices from a distance. Okay, so Wyan's the ghoul and Izuku's the ghost?
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna be a scary ghoul.
Alright, let's get you guys into costume. Izuku puts on his little ghost costume.
I'm a ghost pumpkin. And there we go. I'm a ghoul. Any form of ghoul.
Where's your costume, Mom? I'll put mine on later, okay, kids? Suddenly the doorbell rang. Wyan and Izuku happily run to the door. Inko eventually gets there and opens the door as well. Mitsuki! Katsuki! It's good to see you! Both kids at the same time yell Katsuki's name, except Izuku yells Kachan. Hey guys! Katsuki looks at both Wyan and Izuku, at their costumes. You guys doing like a twin thing?
Mm-hmm. I'm a ghoul.
And I'm a ghost.
And I'm a wolf.
I'm better than both of you guys, he says snarkily and turns to the side. Both Wyan and Izuku look at him. Izuku looks with wonder as Wyan just chuckles to herself.
What's Auntie doing?
Wyan pipes. As Mitsuki and Inko go into the kitchen to talk a little bit more. The two boys that was next to Wyan shrugged as Wyan went to go take a sneak peek of what they were doing. They were talking about something and she noticed how Mom looked down. It's another Halloween and he's nowhere in sight. I want to give my kids a good Halloween, but how are they supposed to do without him here? Auntie just patted my mom on the back. and started to talk. A little bit of smack, but at the same time trying to comfort her.
I wonder who she's talking about. Could it be Dad? I do miss him, but he's busy. At least that's what he told us. What you doing?
I jumped a little and turned around to see Izuku and Katsuki.
Oh, nothing, just checking out, Mom.
All three of us stare at Auntie and Mom. No, I don't think you should worry about this.
Huh?
I look at Katsuki. But suddenly Auntie looks to the side and sees all three of our heads poking from the side. But anyway, we should probably get ready to go trick-or-treating, right, kids? She says, looking at us. We nod. Mom turns around to see us. Oh. All right, then let's get ready.
Why aren't you two dressed?
People like us, we're a little... The old hag doesn't want to get dressed. She's too lazy. Katsuki says in a really gruff tone. I told you not to call me that, you little gremlin.
So what? I'm just gonna go wait on the porch.
A little time passes, and eventually everyone is ready to go and trick-or-treat. Mom and Mitsuki stay behind as we go to house per house. While trick-or-treating, Izuku's gushing about how this ultimate limited edition All Might candy was super popular and how everyone was trying to get their hands on it and they just couldn't, and how they might find one while trick-or-treating and yada yada yada. As he was gushing about it, as we continued to go to a couple houses and go trick-or-treat, having tons of fun.
We went around and around and around.
Katsuki started to go and gloat about how he was probably going to get his hands on that candy if anyone was going to. Towards the end of a few houses, though, none of us had collected any of All Might merch candy, which was kind of weird. Normally, that would be the most popular candy to get. I'm guessing everyone just bought regular candy this year.
That's okay,
I say, looking behind me to see Izuku a little bit of a frown.
Oh man, don't frown, Uku. At least it's still candy, and we'll have plenty of it when we get home.
I try to cheer up Uku. He smiles at my effort, and we continue going. We keep talking, laughing. We get to a certain point. This big, big house.
Whoa.
We start to walk towards it. A couple kids were running back holding gigantic bars of candy. Jackpot? Is this the jackpot? I start to run. They catch on of me running and run with me. What are you doing? Didn't you see those last kids? They had humongous bars of candy. I think we had jackpot.
Really?
No way. We went to the big house and knocked upon the door. A guy in a creepy-looking outfit. What was he supposed to even be? There's so much fake blood on him. Izuku held onto my hand. And I said, kind of loudly, "Trick or treat!" The creepy man smiled, and he brought out a big basket. And right in the center, I saw... Wait, is it that limited edition All Might candy? All three of us saw it and raised our hands to grab it. Luckily for me, I was the one who got it in time.
Beat ya.
The man snickered as he put 2 more of the same All Might candy on the basket. Wait, you had more? Both of them grabbed one and excitedly looked at the candy. The man chuckled at us and gave us 2 more candies per each. He smiled and told us to have a happy Halloween as he closed the door. The candy bars he gave us were huge, including the All Might candy. That was so cool. All of us ran back to where Mom and Auntie were at. And we gushed about the cool candy we got. They happily looked at us and smiled and started talking with us a little bit. On our way back to the home, though, we saw the park. I pointed at the park, and Katsuki looked up at his mom.
Oi.
Can we go? And he shifted his head to the park. The 2 parents looked, okay, but be back soon, alright? They say. Mm-hmm. We go to the park as our moms wait there. We play around for a little bit and we find this empty space. In this empty space, we all find a place to sit. Mm-hmm. As we pull out our candy bags. It had a great view of the sky. The stars, the moon. It was so pretty.
This was a good Halloween.
Yeah. All 3 of us take out our All Might candy. Ezekiel looks down.
I don't want to open it. I kind of want to save it. Isn't that kind of gross? Maybe, but at least can we save the wrapper?
Okay. We opened the wrapper very carefully, and I gave my wrapper to Izuku, where he very carefully put it back in his basket. Katsuki just rolled his eyes and ripped off the wrapper, and he began to eat the All Might candy. All 3 of us sat there eating the All Might candies while staring at the moon. We laughed and we played around in the park for a little bit. It was so much fun. Eventually, we started to feel sleepy. Our parents noticed this while watching us play. Izuku fell asleep, while me and Katsuki sat down for a little bit. Me and Katsuki talked about pretty much random stuff. About school, other things. It was random. By the way, your costume looks really nice. I thought you said that yours was the best. It is, but yours still looks alright, I guess. He tried to make his voice sound as gruff as possible. It was adorable.
Aww, I love Ukatsuki.
You don't even know what that word means.
Yes, I do.
We started to push each other a bit. After a bit of roughhousing, we started laughing. I went back to staring at the moon as I kind of fell asleep on top of Katsuki.
That's annoying.
And then he fell asleep too. Our parents carried us back to the house as they talked for a little bit. When we woke up, Mom was there with Auntie smiling. You guys fell asleep.
Oh.
Once the other 2 woke up, Mom made some spooky hot chocolate, as she put it. And we put on a movie. All of us were eating candies and having a lot of fun. Drinking hot chocolate with little shaped marshmallows.
It was a good Halloween. Mom was starting to fall asleep. Me and Katsuki were staying pretty awake. They actually let us watch a scary movie this time. Izuku being terrified, while me and Katsuki were trying to find reasons to be scared. They said it was such a scary movie, but it really just looks like a lot of fake graphics. Yeah, it really does. Even at a young age, Wyatt and Katsuki knew that the horror movies were just really fake. I seriously have no idea how you guys are watching this and not shaking right now.
'Cause we're amazing.
No. Because we know they're not real. Come on, Uku.
After another jump scare, Uku jumps into my hands.
There.
Eventually, Izuku falls asleep with Mom and Auntie. And it's just me and Katsuki. So, what do you want to do? They're all asleep, and I don't feel like sleeping right now.
Same. I have some games in my room.
Alright. We go to my room and we find this old game system. Luckily, it was 2-player, so both of us got to play. We played in our costumes for a while. I think Mom eventually woke up, because she took Izuku to his room. I heard the door close. And I knew Izuku wouldn't be brave enough to go by himself, so it had to be Mom. I think she was changing him into his regular clothes and then putting him down for sleep. A few minutes later, Mom opened my door.
There you two are.
Do you want to change?
Maybe in a little bit. Can we play a little bit more and then change?
Just tell me when you're ready. Mom goes back to the living room. Me and Katsuki play a few more rounds.
I was getting kinda competitive. Not gonna lie.
Me and Katsuki were playing a few rounds, and after winning 5 times, and Katsuki winning 6 times, we finally decided to go back into our regular clothes. We went back to the living room where both our moms were awake now, and we went to go get changed. Now that we were in regular outfits, Mom told us to brush our teeth and everything since of how much candy we have eaten. We nod our heads and we go brush our teeth.
So, slumber party then?
I guess.
I wonder why Katsuki was trying to sound so gruff today. Katsuki?
Yeah.
Why are you making your voice so dark and big and mysterious?
I say, trying to mock him.
I don't know, it sounds more like an adult that way. You really don't. You really don't.
Katsuki pushes me onto my bed and starts to tickle me.
Wait, hold on!
Both of us start to try to attack each other until both of us are panting and trying our hardest to breathe.
What was that for?
Payback.
You know, I think you need a nickname.
I say, out of the blue.
I was thinking of a few nicknames, and I think...
I look at Katsuki with a weird grin. What's with that cheeky smile?
I'm thinking maybe Cutesiki, Coolsiki, baby Suki. Maybe.
Don't you even think about it,
He says, trying to make his voice sound deadly. I just thought it sounded funny. What do you mean? I bet you love the Katsuki one. Katsuki. I say about 1,000,000 more times. He looked like he was ready to kill me. I may have taken it a bit too far. Oh well. He begins to try to fight and tickle again. But this time I use my quirk and get on top of him and tickle him rapidly. It was adorable. Highly adorable. Suddenly we heard a camera flash. As I look over to the side and I see Auntie there with a camera. Katsuki goes to run after her, yelling at her. But I stick my tongue out. What a fun Halloween. I put the picture down, finishing off the memory of that good Halloween where all three of us got the Halloween candies. I can't believe I found an old album book. It was so cute. Okay. Sorry, guys. I was looking through more photos that Mom had taken that Halloween. And suddenly my door got thrown open. Oi, Ryan, what are you doing? Looking about a couple of Halloweens ago. Wasn't that like 10 years ago? Around. Katsuki looks at the photos. I remember those. Katsuki looked at the photo where I was on top of him, tickling him as both of us were looking at the camera. Katsuki looks at me. He smirks in a creepy way. I look at him. Don't you even think about... He cuts me off by jumping on top of me and tickling me so freaking hard I thought he was going to rip my skin of how bad he was tickling me. I was trying not to die as I tried to fight back. Now both of us being extremely stronger, our tickling game was a lot more scary, I guess you could say. The both of us tried to tickle each other and going back and forth of rolling around the floor. We look like 2-year-olds. All in all, a lot of fun. A lot of fun. Eventually, the both of us had to stop because we both needed air. Desperately, we needed air. We ended up flat on our backs, both of us, side by side, breathing really heavily. Haven't changed a bit, have you? Katsuki. You still remember that? How could I forget? It was a really good nickname I came up with. And totally did not get from any other part. It's so weird. Wonder if Kiri would like to know about that nickname. Maybe he would like to know about Katsuki, Coolsuki. I could even come up with some more other Sukis. Katsuki looks at me with a death glare. I roll
I roll over to this basket I have on the side of my bed. By the way, that reminds me. I pull out two pieces of candy. Happy Halloween. I toss them one as I get one myself. In a couple hours, they were going to throw a Halloween party. And me and Izuku decided to go as our old costumes, but more modern. More adulty. He was just going as a larger version of his younger costume. And simply, for me, I was just putting on a whitish dress. Nothing too special. A little bit of face makeup. While Katsuki decided, meh, I'll go along with you guys, and because I forced him to. I basically told Katsuki what our idea was. He was against it at first until I would not be quiet about it. And so he, begrudgingly, he agreed. I look over to Katsuki.
So, Katsuki.
Fine. Both of us get up, candies in hand. I go to my closet and pull out the smoky white dress that I had for Halloween. Had prepared for Halloween. I lay it on the bed. Where's your costume? It took me a while to get, but I changed it and it should be in my room.
Meet you a couple minutes?
Fine. He exits the room as I quickly put on my costume and fix up my face makeup. I look more like a corpse bride rather than a ghoul, but oh well. This is what I decided years ago, so this is what I'm going to do. I open the door after a lot of preparation and see Katsuki waiting outside his. What took you so long? Face makeup is difficult. I don't even wear makeup very often. It's very rare that I wear makeup. I'm not used to it anymore. It made me think to myself about all the times I used to have to wear makeup to cover up bruises or cuts. Mostly cuts. I shake my head and look at Katsuki. Ready? Ugh, whatever. He takes my hand and drags me.
I was going to... fine.
We head over to Izuku's room where he's already exiting out. Oh, there you... Kachan. He lets go of my hand. There you guys are.
What was that?
Was that like a signal thing between you two, or... Don't worry about it. You know, I wasn't before, but now I'm a little worried.
Okay. Just gonna move on from that.
All three of us look at ourselves. As a flash of light comes towards us. It was Mina with the camera. She pulled out the photo. Where did she get an old Polaroid camera? Momo gave it to me. She told me to make some instant photos. Here you guys go, she says while taking off. The three of us look at the photo. Just like back then. And that was part 1 of this Halloween special. I know I mentioned it was going to probably be in 2 separate videos, but this took a lot shorter than I thought it was going to, so I'm just going to cram them into one. So that was part 1. That was the sweet part. Now it's the scary part. Hope you guys enjoy. I was starting on patrol. I was working for an agency. I'm blurring those out so that way there's no spoilers. I was going on patrol with 2 other agencies with their side summage thing. I don't know what to call it. I was working with Katsuki and Izuku and Kirishima, surprisingly. They wanted to put all the kids on the same patrol while they had the pros do something else. They wanted to see what we can do in action as just the kids. So a bunch of agencies teamed up together, and on Halloween took us on Egg Patrol, as the person I was working for called it. Egg Patrol. Why she called it Egg Patrol? Because our job was to stop any punks from egging houses from not having enough candy or good enough candy. We were patrolling around. Really bored. I can't believe they send all the mini kids to patrol around here just so we could deal with these while the pro hero's gonna have a big old party. I say. Tell me about it. It's so annoying. At least we get to go around and practice what it's like to be a pro. All the pros are literally partying right now. Yeah, it's really not fair. We continue walking. Suddenly there was this weird looking guy with a cape over him. He was looking weird at some kids. I kept my eye on him, just in case he did anything. Suddenly, he pushed a kid. I quickly used my quirk to make the kid stop from falling and put them back to their regular thing. Are you okay? Hey, you guys shouldn't push each other. It's not nice. I say in a friendly tone. The guy looks at me with a crazy eye. I couldn't move. He gave me a candy. I couldn't move my body, but my arm was moving. It took the candy and I popped it in my mouth and swallowed. What the heck? Juan, what the hell are you doing? He says, looking at me. Don't just take candy from weirdos. Lion? Izuku looked at my eyes. Why are your eyes a different color? Was it this guy's quirk? Suddenly the world around me turned black. What is happening? I looked around in the darkness. I heard something splat behind me. I turned around to see Izuku in his old uniform with broken bones outside of his body, and there was blood everywhere. I ran up towards him. Uku! Uku! I suddenly hear a stabbing noise. I turn around to see another Izuku stabbing himself. What the heck? What was that? Another Izuku hanging himself. Suddenly there were dead Izukus all around me in such horrible ways. I heard another splat behind me. I looked behind me, and this time it was Katsuki. Wine started to experience a death over and over again between Katsuki, Kiri, and Izuku. She had to see them die hundreds and hundreds of times. Back with Izuku, Katsuki, and Kiri. Suddenly, Wyan had fainted. I quickly caught Wyan as I looked at Katsuki and as I looked at Kachan and Kirishima. The weird guy looked at us and took off in a sprint. Kirishima ran after. Sorry, I don't know why I'm so burpy right now, guys. I'm so sorry. Kirishima ran after him. I looked at Wyan. Wyan? Ah, dang it. It was probably that weird thing he gave her. It must have been his quirk. Kachan looks at the situation. His eyes are wide. He starts to get angry. Uh-oh. When Kachan gets angry, he gets ballistic. I looked down. Wyan's mouth started to change. It looked like veins coming from her mouth were starting to highlight in her, next to her lips and onto her cheeks, next to her nose. It looked like purple veins or thorns or something. Her body started to cry. And by that I mean her eyes were tearing up and tears were flowing out of her eyes, even though she was unconscious. What is happening? I snapped Kachan out of his thought process. Kachan, you need to go help You need to go help Kirishima. I think that guy's quirk is poisoning her. I say, looking back down at Wyan. I don't know what to do. At this point, I didn't even care if Kachan got ballistic. Is Wyan dying? Katsuki's point of view. Wyan was down, and with something weird happening to her. Shitty hair took off, and the damn Deku caught her. Fuck, the damn nerd snapped me out of my thoughts, and I took off. Crap. I tried to listen for them. I didn't know where the heck they were at. I exploded to get higher in the air. I looked around more. I suddenly spotted that shitty hare's head, and I exploded towards him. He was still running. I'm guessing he was catching up to him. Kiri suddenly hit someone in front of him. It was the guy. Kiri pinned him down, while the guy turned around and looked at Kiri in a really creepy, weird way. Damn weirdo. Suddenly he pulled another candy thing out of his pocket, and Kiri was about to take it. I slapped that candy out of his hand and I kicked the guy in the head. Kiri snaps out of his thought. What? Bakugo. I grab the man by his shirt, and I use one hand to grab the guy by the shirt and my other hand to cover his eyes. What the heck did you do to her? The man didn't speak. I was getting really frickin' angry about this extra. He did something to her and he was not releasing it. Tell me your damn quirk, I say. Bakugo, calm down. She could die, Kiri. Kirishima, third person point of view. Kirishima stepped back at that. He called him by his name, his last name, and abbreviated. He was serious. Kiri restrained the man from his arms And the man, not being able to move, stuttered out, "My quirk is..." "You have 5 seconds to tell me what the hell your quirk is." "I can hypnotize people into taking candy. I can put a poison onto candy from my fingertips, and I'll make them experience their worst night. Their loved ones die over and over again until they give up on life. I can turn it off, but I need to touch her body. I need to touch where she took my quirk in. And since it was in a candy, I need to get to her." "Fine." Katsuki picks up the mound with one hand and explodes to where Wyan was at. "Kachan!" Izuku's face was filled with tears as Wyan's poison seemed to start to spread almost to her full body. "Quickly, I need to grab her face." Katsuki puts him on the ground but doesn't let go of him. The man quickly puts his hands next to Wyan's mouth, and a glow starts to activate. The candy starts to come up, and Wyan turns to the side on her own will and throws up the candy. She faints right then and there. Izuku picks her up. Wyan? It might take her some time to wake up." "Why did you give her that?" "I was picking on some kids and I didn't want to get in trouble and I got nervous and... I'm sorry." Katsuki threw the extra, as he put it, to Kirishima. He caught him and held him from his back. "I'm sorry, but we're gonna have to take you to have a little bit of a talking to." "I understand." Izuku picked up Wyan and was carrying her back to the agency. When they got back to the agency, they quickly rushed her to a hospital to make sure she was fully okay. And the man, for using his quirk and doing some pretty bad stuff, well, let's just say he got a bit of a jail time. Wyan's agency had to take full responsibility for it. After almost half a day, Wyan finally woke up. Her eyes were distant and cold. "Wyan?" She looked to the side. "That's weird," she mumbled. "You're not dead?" Izuku looked really worried. What did she mean, dead? Katsuki put his hand on Izuku's shoulder. His quirk is, when she's poisoned, she had to see all of us, everyone she loved, die over and over and over again. In Wyan's head, she had experienced her mom die, Katsuki die, all her friends die, Izuku die, and the worst part was, some of it was her fault. She had to watch them die by her own hands for some of them. It took a while for Wyan to get back to normal. It took a while for her to believe that everything was okay. She was super protective of everyone around her. Scared that they would die again and again and again like that. She had to watch Izuku die over and over and over again. She had to watch Katsuki die over and over and over again. She wanted herself to die. She didn't want any of it. But she made it through. Izuku had to always reassure her that he was okay. He had to show her his heartbeat. Eventually she got released from the hospital. The scariest one, Lion spoke to Izuku. The scariest one for all of you combined was the Quirk malfunction ones. You split apart and were cut into tiny pieces. Katsuki exploded his arms off. Hiroshima cut his own skin. Mom floated her organs out of her mouth. Everyone around died in such horrible ways. I don't want to ever see you get hurt again. Okay? She looked at Izuku. Izuku teared up, looking at his broken sister. He felt horrible. He wanted to help, but he couldn't. I promise. It's gonna be okay, Ryan. I promise it'll all be okay. He looked at Ryan with a sad smile. I'm sorry, Ryan. And a side note. That was the scary. The other one was the sweet. The sweet one is canon. The scary one was not. So, bit of a side note. I want to explain Wine's Quirk malfunction. That will never happen. Hopefully. I was watching some TikToks and people were drawing some Quirk malfunctions, and I got to thinking, what would Wine's look like? So, as a Halloween theme, I figured, why not? Let's talk about Wine's Quirk malfunction. It's a real quick side note to make this video even longer than it already has to be. Wah! I'm sorry, guys. Basically, Wine's Quirk malfunction. It could only happen if she, 1, excessively overate. Like, gosh, I didn't know that girl could eat so much type of overeat. B, too many gashes in the back or front where her stomach is at, to the point where it punctures the fire itself. Or, other things that could just injure her stomach too hard, to the point where her fire could burn through her stomach, making her organs fall out, and mist flying everywhere, burning almost every part of her body. Or if she overuses her quirk from the hands, and it starts to spill out even worse, because maybe she, again, overate, or the quirk, she can't control it, and it's going out of her hands too much, and it's spilling onto her actual fingers, she could burn her fingers off, and it would just be pure bone plus the tube. Now, it'd probably be burned too. Just thought I'd mention what her quirk malfunction would look like. It's basically Wyan with no stomach, organs spilling out of her, and no fingers, but bones and burnt parts of skin. That's Wyan's quirk malfunction. Have that in mind next time you see Wyan and you just picture her with no stomach or organs or fingers and just burnt body everywhere. It don't sound too pretty. Just thought that was a fun little note to say if Wyan accidentally, you know, dies of quirk malfunction. Interesting thought. Anywho, away from Halloween and scary and sweet little treats. I hope you guys enjoyed the sweet and scary Halloween. And I hope you guys had a good Halloween yourselves. I hope my little Mingos had an awesome Halloween and had a great time. In the comments below, can you please tell me what you guys did for Halloween? Because I'm so excited about Halloween, even though it's already passed. If you guys want to know what I did, I dressed up in a costume and I hid in a dollhouse and I gave my sister candy as she walked around the kitchen and to get candy from little bowls that were on the ground, and eventually got to mine and got candy out of the basket I had in the dollhouse. So yeah. And then after that we watched movies, scary movies with some candy and popcorn. It was a lot of fun. We had hot chocolate. So that was a fun Halloween. Tell me what you guys did in the comments below about what your Halloween was like. I really want to know. Anyways, I hope you guys liked this Halloween special, and I hope you guys had a good Halloween. Love you, little mangoes, and see you guys next time. Bye, my little mangoes. Stay safe, stay clean, and I'll see you guys next time.